Okay, before we start playing music and just chilling today, because that's what ultimately everybody's here for, perhaps, perhaps not. I don't care. We were watching Billy Carson and Terrence Howard
This
today.
is my favorite song right here. That's playing.
And
I concur.
came up with a nice little topic for today.
Oh yeah.
And if you haven't watched the interview with Billy Carson and Terrence Howard, I highly suggest you do that. Man, I am really, really like bogged down right now.
I could tell. I could tell everybody in the room.
Yeah, we are just.
It's been a hell of a day.
Exhausted. We are exhausted.
And then my lungs were just like I ran a marathon and all I did was move furniture.
Day 53.
This furniture is heavy too.
I'm optimistic, but this shit is not getting any easier. It's hard every day. We come in here every day. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You ain't lied.
Yeah.
But what was I saying?
Terrence Howard and
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
Billy
Yeah.
Carson.
So at the end of the show, you could tell someone said something negative about Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
And I don't care what your stance is on Terrence Howard or shit, even the top scientist in the world. This is the one thing that just messes with me mentally is if people tell you you should do this or you should do that, I don't care what it is. Maybe it's music, maybe it's the way you build something, anything. And all they do is sit there and tell you why you're wrong and how you're wrong and don't think outside the box and don't challenge society, don't challenge shit. I don't care if it's just a synthesizer and you come up with a better plan to make something work and somebody go, nah, don't worry about it. People like that need to just
Relax.
because you're the same people who don't do shit.
Right.
You have zero causation. And if you're going to be that person, I suggest one thing, because this has happened to us a lot in life. If you're going to try to fuck with somebody like that, get off your ass and do it and show me.
Yeah. And do it better.
Right?
And half the people that do make these judgments don't have nowhere near the education or the know-it-all or the smarts behind what they can judge another person for.
Right.
Yeah.
You're just going by what other dictator and what other people are saying about him, and you're jumping on the bandwagon just so you can get in there and judge somebody.
Yeah.
If you can judge somebody, then you can apply yourself and do better.
Anybody who tells you, if I were you, I would do this. Well, okay, hang on. Are you here because what I'm doing is cool? Or are you here because you could do it better?
Right.
It has to be one or the other.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's supposed to be a shared thing.
Right.
Like, this is just my rendition, my interpretation of music.
Right. If you got a better rendition of this,
Yep. Put it in your own style of music.
and let us hear it.
let us hear it.
So we can vibe on it.
Right.
Not. It's just. I don't even want to put it in music context because
But it's a good example.
it's a good example.
Well, put it in this way. I think that was the main no, not I think. I know that was the number one reason why we said nothing to nobody when we were moving here to Indiana.
Right.
We said nothing. The only people that knew
Two people.
were Seraphine and Nick from Sweetwater.
Nope. Brian. I would say Brian and Nick. Seraphine she was with us, so
Well,
she
yeah.
she was gonna know.
Yeah.
But literally, Brian and no, not even Trayvon knew.
No, nobody.
So
Zero people
B
knew.
knew because he knew what was going to happen ultimately, and we were trying to figure out things as to how to continue the education and learning going because he had to be on that. And
Nick from Sweetwater.
Nick from Sweetwater.
Because we needed a realtor.
We needed a realtor, and he was like, okay, these areas are
and
cool.
he lives here in Indiana.
And he lives here in Indiana. Yep.
Literally, those were the only people that knew. Why? Because people will start saying, well, you know what you should do, or what I would do.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're
I
not.
wouldn't move there. I would move to somewhere like Maine or
Right. It
And we're
wouldn't have
not-
been constructive criticism.
We're not telling you to hear what you would do.
We're just telling you that we're moving.
We're not saying, hey, we're moving here. What would you do?
Right.
That's not that. Literally, that was not the sentence, nor the question.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just saying, hey, we're moving here.
Yeah.
Statement, not a question.
Right. And you know what really burns me out is this, like Terrence Howard, you could tell, and I think Marelyn hit it on the head when we talked about it today, personally, you and I.
Yes.
People know him as an actor.
Yes.
So when he came out of left field like this, it was like, what does he know?
They
He
already
don't-
have a preconception of
Yeah.
him.
Right.
And unfortunately, actors already have this preconception about them already. And since he is known as an actor, on top of that, the role that he played in the popular show Empire. Empire was a show, ironically, about music. And in some people's eyes, about quote unquote ghetto music. So rap and trap rap. And, you know, they talked about sex and drugs and gang violence. And
Right.
he was the top of the top record label guy, and he killed and cheated on his wife, and that was the character he played. So I truly believe that people still see him in that light.
Right.
Right.
So they don't see Terrence Howard, they see his character.
Right. He doesn't have the years of experience behind this. But
Right.
some of the things that he said, like, do I believe everybody and take their word for it? Probably not. You know, like, I'm not that gullible. But at the same time, if I don't know you and I'm not educated enough to understand what you're talking about or refute what you're saying or understand what you're saying or help you express what you're saying in a different way, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Until I can figure it out later.
Right.
That's what Joe Rogan did on that first interview. He was pretty much just going by what he was told. Like he had no evidence to back up any of his statements.
Right.
And you're right. Terrence Howard doesn't have the education, and he does not have the knowledge from the basics all the way up, like the full studies.
Right.
And I'm sure he extrapolates things, and he delved in and come out.
He did a lot of
He
reading.
did a lot. And some things, to my knowledge, that I still don't know if they don't make sense or not. It's
Right.
not my job to know. It's just
Right.
my job to see that this guy is being a forward thinking. At least he's forwardly thinking. You
Right.
know, like if he was such way off base, then there would be no way Weinstein would be like, the linchpin is a brilliant idea.
And come to my house for dinner.
Come to my house for dinner after
Right.
this show. Like if he's so far gone and so whacked out of his gourd, we don't do that.
Right.
You know, we don't compliment him like that. But because I think Weinstein did a good job with, like he said, he's not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. He obviously is a very smart man who has something to offer. It's just that we need to get him a solid foundation so where we can better understand him.
what's going
and he
on.
was lacking terminology.
Right.
Or using the scientific terminology in its wrong context,
Right.
which set off the vibe to get the scientists
Right.
upset. And the first thing they did is you challenge a scientist, their egos take over. You
Yeah.
can't challenge me. You don't have the doctorate or the accolades or
Right.
the degree. Instead of being egotistical, why not just say, you know what, Terrence, I can tell that you're lacking some of the fundamentals. I love your concept. It's out of the box, but let me tell you where you're struggling in a professional way.
And let's approach this.
And let me help you understand what you're trying to get across.
Not shut you down and don't want you to speak, or you can't say that, and stop teaching. You're teaching.
Yeah.
Like it's so many things that will deflate a person.
Right.
You don't know how strong a person's mindset is, and they could be a genius. And if someone that you looked up to told you, stop doing that, you're an idiot, you don't know if you just closed the window to something that was going to change the world forever.
Right. And just by how smart Terrence is, the kid that's watching him could go, oh, he's an actor and he's into science.
Right.
I want to grow up and do that.
Yeah.
He's teaching because he's showing that he's smarter than just being an actor. Yeah, we know he doesn't have the degrees, right? And maybe some of the things he does say is like way out of the left field, but I don't know that.
Right.
I'm a layman, so I'm taking these things as they come.
Right.
You know, but the aggression toward each other and the devouring each other just for the sake of people's egos.
Right.
That's the shit that has to stop.
Right. And so the other thing is the way he was speaking. Is when both of these dudes speak, it's always of a positive nature. Now, I don't know who you are or who you have to be in this world to even remotely hate on something like that. You can refute what you're hearing. You don't have to listen to what you're hearing.
Right.
At all. But to hate on something so positive and for people to think outside the box so profoundly, to want to change this world and the way we understand things, and to challenge mathematics and to challenge science, like that's what it's all about. And if you hate it and you despise it and you just don't want to listen and you turn your ears off, well, how sure are you about any fucking thing in your life?
Yeah.
How many fucking things have you vetted in your life?
Right.
Have you vetted the scientists you so-called believe in their word?
Right.
Have you vetted the bus driver? Have you vetted your preacher?
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck are people? Like, why are we, I ain't even saying they, why are we so persistent on taking something away from each other?
I say that a lot.
T said it the best. To put it simply, the naysayers are usually just haters.
100%.
Got a closet full of haterade.
Yeah.
I watched
Extra bitter flavor.
Yep.
I was looking at this comment section. I won't say the channel, but the one of the commenters just left his opinion, and it was just his opinion. He said, "I was going to buy this yada yada. I was going to buy this yada yada game, but now that they said it's not going to have this certain function, like a PvE function,
Right.
I'm not interested. But great video."
Right.
Okay, somebody commented on his and gave him a mouthful on why he thought it was a perfect game and why he doesn't know what a good game is like based on his comment and that he's an idiot. It's shit like that.
Right.
Why do you have to voice that strong of an opinion?
Right.
What is it about you that hates other people's opinions?
Hey, that's hilarious that you say that, Lamar. Were you looking at me because you want the AC up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, what's that guy, babe? That
Worth a buy.
okay. you watch him, right? Okay. I love watching this dude because he's hilarious. He's funny and he's honest.
Right.
And the game developers don't give him.
His name is Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't give him the keys, or for people who don't know, that means just the free games to review, because he's so honest.
Right.
He's not gonna lie.
Right. They don't want that kind of person.
Right. If the game is crap, he's gonna say the game is crap.
Which he hadn't had keys in 4 years, you said?
4 years. What game is coming out?
Space Marines, Warhammer.
Yeah. They gave him 4 keys or 2 keys?
3.
3 keys.
So he could play with his friends.
Yeah. And he put out a preview saying this literally just happened and it hasn't happened in 4 years. And he's like, I just got keys to this game. And he's been playing. And he's like, developers don't give me keys anymore because I'm too honest. And he's like, and I believe if people are going to spend their hard-earned money,
Right.
some of us actually
Want
work
reviews.
really hard and save up money for these games.
Word.
We want honest reviews.
Right. Like Amazon has a shit ton. People look at reviews before they
Yes.
buy fucking products
Yes.
to see if it works.
Yeah.
Right.
And he goes in and they have stopped giving me keys for this. And I'm like, I love this dude. And I don't even play games.
Right.
She even had a comment on his channel.
So that night, I went and left a comment. I said, I'm here and I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I don't play games. I'm not interested in playing games, but I love your channel.
Yeah. That's a straight up fact.
You
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
you are the most honest individual, and you deliver honesty in the most hilarious way possible. And I can't wait to watch your review on this game,
Which comes out September 4th.
I can't wait until September 4th comes. I don't know what the game is about, but
Yeah.
I am so watching
But-
your review when it comes out.
But and he also gave credit to the developers. He
Yes.
said, "Good for you
Good for you for
for standing by
yes.
your game, because obviously you know who I am.
Right.
I am worth the buy. My name is Mac, and if your game is shit, I am going to tell my people it is fully shit.
Right.
Everything in here is X-ray vision, and everything in here is painted yellow, and follow the yellow brick road to shit."
So how did it, can you turn my headset up just a little bit so
Yeah.
check right there.
Okay.
So how did he rate the game?
We'll know September 4th.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
he was
'cause that's-
playing it. He
yeah.
was actually showing clips of him playing it. And I know how Matt gets excited. He looks like he's very
excited,
happy.
like he loves the game.
Yes.
Yeah. Super excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just goes back to the opinion thing, man.
Right.
I'm
It's just if people have a good idea and you don't understand it,
What was the name of the game again? Sarah was asking.
Warhammer
Space
Space
Marines.
Marines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you encounter somebody, it could be your children.
Yeah.
I have a good idea, and people aren't thinking about it the right way. No matter how weird it may sound to you or how far-fetched it may be, listen to what a person has to say.
Yeah.
And
respected at the end.
not
of the
only
day.
that, but if you have the means, help the individual investigate as to if you're really on to something.
Yeah.
Like, would it hurt anybody to help someone go, okay, man, it sounds far-fetched. You're telling me this whole time we've been calling crayons, but they're really not crayons. You know? That's what it is with Terrence Howard.
And I can only imagine when the Wright brothers were telling people, look, we have it in our mind that we can make this winged machine that can get us in the air and get us to places much faster.
Right.
We have the concept. It's in our minds. We're going to build it. People were just like, you're out of your fucking gourd. Birds
Yeah.
fly, not humans.
Yeah.
Right.
And they come out with the plane. And then lo and behold, people see the potential. And instead of ridiculing it, somebody was like, I see potential here. Let me invest and nourish your idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here comes United and Delta and Alaska and all these goddamn airlines.
Right.
All because two people thought about it.
Right.
Now, if Howard linchpin invention comes out within the next 5 years,
It'd be sooner.
and it is a modern marvel.
It already is.
I just want those who were hating just to sit down, open up the extra bitter haterade that they had,
and drink more.
and drink more.
Right.
Drink the whole bottle.
So here's the thing, right? With all this being said, and somebody like Terrence Howard pitches all these ideas about other things other than the linchpin,
Right.
why are you still shutting him down?
Right.
It could be two reasons.
Right.
One, you're not educated enough, which we know Weinstein was. Two, you can't say that. We know that, but we're not going there. And you definitely are not going to wake up people to the idea that what we're practicing now is already built on a error. You can look this up. I looked this up just so y'all know. Mathematics is literally built on a error.
Yeah.
Right.
We just found a way to work with it. Now, I don't care how smart you have to be in this world. And I'm not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed.
Nor am I.
Right? But if you build something with an error already existing, it's a wrap.
Did you say you're not the smartest tool in the shed?
No, I said I'm not the smartest nor the sharpest tool.
Okay. 'Cause I was going to say, wait a minute, we can't say things like we're not the smartest tool.
If we
That just goes to show we probably dumb as fuck.
if we built this studio
man.
on sand,
Yes.
and we soaked the sand first, and then poured concrete, we're gonna have a hiccup here in the future, right? That's an error.
So why would you build your mathematics on it?
On an error.
But here's the thing, though, with that error, okay? And the math, I got to say, even with an error, it's got us places. It's
Yeah.
No
it's-
doubt.
But hear
No
me
doubt.
out. Hear
But
me out.
did it get us to the wrong places?
So, and it may have, but it's got us satellites in orbit. It's got us GPS. It's got us on the moon. It's got us Falcon 9 in the rocket race. It's got us a lot built on an error. So, which hence why a lot of scientists say error on the side of caution, right? The math is there. I think we didn't go too far around or too far or under, right? Even if it's on an error, but I do believe, and I'm like you said, I don't know anything about this shit,
Right.
but I've also read that math is accountable for the physical things that we see, not for
Right.
the non-physical
Physical.
things.
Yes.
And I don't understand how you can, just because you can't see it, you can't account for it.
Right.
Like that, like dark matter.
Right.
We know it's 90-something% of the universe, so it's a substance. Just
Right.
because a fish is underwater and can't see the water per
Right.
se, it holds everything together.
Right.
Right. So I'm imagine space, the dark matter, holds buoyancy, planets, and
Shorty
keeps-
turns cat.
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
So it has to be accounted for.
Right.
Right. You have to account for consciousness.
Right.
Sarah says, "Oh, I know how that feels. I was always a big idea person, and my parents always told me I had to be realistic. I am fascinated by Terrence Howard. I have read about his linchpin tech and his math that everyone scoffs at. It makes logical sense to me, like no math ever did. If you had one and multiplied it one time, that makes two. I don't understand how any logical person doesn't see that."
Right.
Yeah.
And then so, but why put a zero in if it equates to nothing?
Right.
But here's
Even zero is accounting for something.
and here's the thing.
Right.
Because all these mathematicians that date back to the period of when math was first established, no one has really come up with something bright and new.
Right.
Now, they may tweak things or they may workarounds and they have different formulas on how to do this and they do whatever they do.
Right.
But the moment you pose something different to what's already established and go, it's like Meryl had some herbs in the backyard that cured cancer and she's going to now go up and challenge Big Pharma.
Right.
Right? I can cure cancer with this herb.
Oh, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, they're going to shut you
Look that
down.
up. Look that up.
Oh,
But go ahead, Lamar.
Yeah.
No one's going to entertain that.
Right.
You're going against the grain. It's not what we practice. And
Right.
how dare you bring something
Exactly.
But then they're missing the whole point. Well, how did we ever get here if we didn't listen to each other?
Exactly.
How did math get here if we did not listen to the people?
Right.
How did new ideas get here if we didn't entertain them?
Right.
They said flying cars would not be possible back then. They're coming up with flying cars.
Right. Right. And then but everything is up for dictation. Rockefeller paid a guy who knew hertz and frequencies well, one of the top guys. The Rockefeller family paid this guy to tell him 440 hertz will be the standard tuning model for all instruments. You know, I remember B telling me, or Unit E telling me, there was a reasons why, because certain things sounded good and whatnot. But 432 was, or not was, but is the natural tune to the earth. And maybe certain tones don't align and don't sound well as 440, is I think what B was trying to say. But nevertheless, look at how easily things get manipulated and paid
When
for.
you're powerful.
When things are supposed to be right, they're supposed to be right.
Right.
Why on God's earth would you allow something that was going to be so big for humanity's evolution to be built on an error?
Right.
And then, like you said earlier, why are we not there has to be a way to quantify consciousness, thought, perception, intuition, gut feelings. I know damn well Sarah listens to Howard, and everything about her resonates with what he's saying.
Right.
Because that is a feeling that
like he's on to something.
but it's not a physical thing.
Right. It's a feeling.
That you can have mathematics for.
Right. Only because we don't understand something, we tend to not equate it.
Right.
So if you don't understand it, or you don't know what consciousness really is, because you cannot measure this, you cannot get accurate, solid data on consciousness.
Right.
Because it's something that we perceive not to be tangible or a physical matter.
Right.
But yet we acknowledge that we all have it.
Right.
The concept of thought, dreams. I was going to call you, but you called me instead because I was thinking about you.
Right.
That is a 100% fact, and everybody knows this.
And that's the spooky action.
But nobody wants to, scientists don't want to account for it.
Right.
Yeah. Sarah says, and if you have something and you don't multiply it, you still have something, a tangible object doesn't disappear.
That's what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bingo.
A cha-ching.
And then I mean, this is just the layman's talking, right?
Right.
Without deep concepts of the rudimentary math.
Right.
Now, what I would like if there were a scientist, even hold on, Bub, even a young, inspiring, going to college scientist, even if they were watching, I would love for that person to come here, or even in the comments, or get a hold of us and talk to us. Help us understand.
You know who would be great to come on?
Do what scientists should be doing for the people.
And educate us.
Because here's the reason why, quick, Meryl,
yeah, I was
real
gonna
quick.
say,
Here's the reason why scientists are in trouble now. They don't talk to the people in which fund them. They don't bring their education down a level for the layman. And they stay in these little organizations where it's just about them that can understand them. Then, when you tone the people out, that then allows us to come up with our own ideas as to what's going on, which then you would call a conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
So once conspiracy theories get out, now everything's a fucking conspiracy because 1, you didn't tell us the truth. 2, you didn't talk to us like you should have. And 3, you don't make us understand any fucking thing. You're always against the people. Well, who funds you? Now the government stops funding them. Now what are scientists looking for now? They're looking for means to be funded.
Yep.
When no one trusts you. That's why people like Terrence Howard could come in and disrupt things, because that foundation you guys were trying to build is now not trusted, and it allow and I'm not calling Terrence Howard a wacko, so I don't even know why I'm bringing his name into it, but any wacko can come in now and make huge claims that are totally off basis. But I bet you some people will follow it because who knows what's right and wrong anymore.
Right. Yeah, not everybody can go to school to be a scientist.
Right.
And not everybody has the mental capability to understand anything about science other than what they tell you, because that's just not how some of us are chemically made up.
Right.
Right. I know for a fact, I fucking can't stand math. Could I learn it? You got to fucking do a damn good job at teaching me. I'm sure I could pick it up, but math is not my thing.
Right.
I could teach you.
I know you can.
What were you going to say, Meryl?
Moose would be good.
Moose would be good.
Yeah.
He's not a scientist,
But
but
he's definitely computer literate.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll probably get Moose.
And
But if
I have
somebody
his
is
number.
watching,
Yeah.
is watching this of a higher level of education in that field, please, by all means, with the open dialogue here,
Yeah.
without judgment or fucking trying to put us to shame. We don't have egos like that.
Right.
But I would love to hear some outside of
Why are
ideas.
Why are we not accounting for the things we can't see? Why?
So Sarah says, you're going to laugh at this one. Man, watching someone like Howard speak is refreshing. You're going to get a kick out of this. I used to like watching Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
That jigaboo.
No, I ain't gonna say nothing
Wait,
bad about
hold
him.
on, hold on.
I'm not that.
I'll
person.
take it back.
Wait, hold on.
We're
You're
not-
right.
we're not
I'll
those
take it
people.
back. That was dumb.
You're
of me.
just angry right now.
I am
You're
angry.
Okay,
frustrated.
listen.
I am,
Listen.
and I take that back. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Till I watched him be petty and belittling, refusing to answer questions about science. Real science can withstand the scrutiny.
Right.
Right.
Yes, it can.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's doing some things I really don't like, which we don't have to talk about. You're right.
Right.
I'm angry and I'm kind of frustrated about only because the interview me and Marelyn sat and watched. It really struck a nerve that people just constantly want to tear each other down, and I'm over it. I'm over it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, that's because opinions are fact.
So
Yep.
just to prove that I'm right, I was one of those guys up until a few hours ago about a person that I drew these notions up that this is who he is. And he explained something on that podcast. Billy Carson, I was really against Billy Carson, starting to go the other way with him for a few things, but I'm not going to put that out there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's my own personal things.
Yeah.
But after the things he has said today on that show we watched, I have a newfound respect for Billy Carson. I'm going to tell you one of the things that really messed me up, and I was like, yeah, I'm an idiot, and I'm the exact person that I'm in disagreement with.
Yep.
And so, yeah, the finger's pointing at me too. So not even I am safe from the stupidness. But Billy Carson's a very smart individual. Somebody from Cuba was watching the show. They're having a horrific storm in Cuba. Okay? They can't even get power on. And someone asks Billy Carson, hey, you're smart in all this free electricity and you preach all this. Could you send us some blueprints so we can get power in our apartment or home, and so we can at least continue to watch this show and have some sort of lifestyle? And he goes, I don't know why I saw that comment out of all the comments that were going through. The universe wanted him to see that comment. And he goes, I'm going to send you the blueprints. I'm going to send you the blueprints for free. And then you could take the blueprints, apply it, and then show everyone in your neighborhood how to achieve it. And I'm going to do that for free because that's what we need to do. We have to put ourselves on a bartering system. Do for me, I'll do for you. That's it. Just by him saying that,
Right.
and protecting Terrence Howard the way he did,
Right.
really told me, okay, I'm the same guy you talking about. Well, not 100%, but there's aspects of me that fall in line with the people you have an issue with.
Yeah. I need to watch that.
I'm one of those
It was
people.
a great podcast.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest step for anybody, is to recognize that you are part of the issue.
Right.
And until we can sharpen each other, and until we can all as a community have great innovative ideas and nurture those great innovative ideas, and explore them and create them, and stop waiting for the next best person to come along. The whole lot of us can just do it.
I agree. But
You got to open up the little thing where there's no airflow.
Oh
is
yeah.
gonna-
I just don't
You got
know.
to turn it on and off again.
I
It
just-
opens by itself.
Okay.
I just don't know how that's going to take place or when that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen or when it's going to take
I would
place.
like for that to happen in at least my kid's lifetime.
Right, but here we are. We are the reason. See, he was like, there's two. He said something else that was profound. There's two things in life. There's warriors, and then there's warriors. Warriors apply, and they actually do something versus waiting for something to magically happen. Waiting for something to go, oh, I don't think, well, I'll be around to ever see a change. Those are warriors who don't apply. They're not warriors, you know?
Unit E. I swear this dude. He said, don't be part of the problem. Be the whole problem.
Yeah, for real.
Be the whole problem. If you're going to be something.
Yeah, be the whole problem.
You know what I'm going to tell you right now? If you would have put this keto peanut butter chocolate thing in front of me,
Yeah,
unwrapped,
yeah.
I would have told you that was a Reese's Pieces.
Oh, no shit.
Oh my God.
Good.
Holy
I like how she can flip the script like that.
smokes.
I'm fascinated.
That thing was amazing.
I was just about to ask you, got another one over there so I can try it.
Matt, there's a ton in the refrigerator. Amazing. I swear to you, that was a Reese's. I just ate a Reese's Pieces.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, that was not
Okay.
a keto.
For all you keto people out there, what was the plug it? Plug that shit.
It is.
Plug it.
Nah, hell no, because
No.
they ain't paying me shit.
Oh.
I am plugging
Well,
shit.
for all you keto lovers out there, there's some Reese's out there that taste like Reese's.
Yeah, but I ain't telling you what brand it is. If you got my number, text me and I'll tell you.
Yeah. Damn.
All
if
right.
you don't, oh well.
Oh, well.
Moral of the story is,
Oh, well.
what's the moral of the story?
The moral of the story
The
is
moral of the story is don't be part of the problem.
be the problem.
I like that.
I love that.